Om Shanti. Good morning. We are continuing with the topic overcoming temptations. In last session, we understood more about temptations, that temptations are some short-term enjoyment, which cause some long-term consequences. Temptations are temporary attractions, which makes us unlawful. These are unwise. These are unworthy activities. Temptations blurs my intellect. And that is why after doing any act of temptation, we feel little repentance after doing it. Well, when we were talking about how to overcome temptations, in that sequence, we talk about uh, being and having an assertive attitude. That yes, what logical thinking, that how what is useful in my life, what is not, and how this temptation brings my self-esteem low. So basically, when I how I get tempted when I am low of my self-esteem. Okay, so we'll go to the slide, overcoming temptations. And we were discussing basically third point here, understanding the law of karma. Thanks, I'll come back to this. Actually, when we are in a procedure to understand my temptations and I am trying to overcome it, I need to understand that how law of karma gets associated with this. In our scriptures, or in if we talk about religion, temptations are directly connected with sin. In some, sin is a big word. Maybe I can connect it with unlawful activities. You only get tempted toward those things which is forbidden for you, which is forbidden at least at this moment. Those things which are allowed, those things which are available easily, those things which comes under the zone of your control, usually we do not get tempted for those things because they are easily available. I am allowed to take it. Usually we get tempted toward those things which are forbidden, which are not supposed to use or not supposed to ask for. Basically, to understand the law of karma associated with temptation is, if something is forbidden for me, that means if I go unlawful and I use it or I go in that pathway, somewhere I break law. I am going against the rule, and then it may be a punishable offense. In the law of karma, the short term enjoyment, which is unlawful enjoyment, this can have big consequences. So, if I want to overcome temptation, I have to understand the small step out of temptation, what I'm taking, and how big leap of consequences can come to me. What could be the final result of my behavior, what I'm doing now? If I understand this, I may have a control over myself. Understanding the law of karma and keep your mind intact that time, keep your thoughtfulness intact, sometimes look really hard. Then coming to the next point in the slide, Law of karma is a subject to study. Law of karma is subject to think and rethink and then grasp in you. Then comes another thing, naturally disciplined lifestyle. This is somehow, if I want to help myself after 10 years, I should not get tempted for something. I have to start now. Or being a parent, if I want our children not to get tempted with many things, the discipline of everything, discipline of food, discipline of sleep, discipline of behavior, that has to come natural in your daily life. It's important. If you are not using that natural disciplined lifestyle, then the matter of getting tempted is very means it's it is, you may get tempted very frequently. So actually the natural discipline comes from environment. Look, if I live in an environment where all are lazy, so I'm king of that group because I'm not lazy, maybe not lazier like them. I may be lazy from others, but I'm living with people who are lazier than me. So I feel myself very energetic. I become even lazier later, but still I'm better than them. So I feel energetic. In Hindi, there is one saying, Andho mein kana raja. So when we talk about natural discipline, it comes with environment. Now, maybe you don't have a choice about your physical environment, the family where you live, the office where you work for, but at least I can choose for some environment which are in my hand, maybe like friends. So if I choose those friends who are disciplined in their life, okay, not even this environment, at least I can choose this environment to think more about those people who are disciplined in their life. Discipline automatically gives you some rewards, automatically. And discipline automatically overrule 50% of temptation, the natural discipline. There is something called forced discipline. Forced discipline is like until the force is forced on you, you are disciplined. And as soon as that force is removed, you're back to your normal. So, not that forced discipline. All of us have some natural discipline in our daily life. Maybe few of us are very prompt in their waking up in the morning. Few are very good for their physical fitness. Few are very disciplined for meditation. Few are very disciplined for their behavior. They watch on their words. So there are different n number of disciplines. If you keep carry some of disciplines, more number of disciplines naturally, wholeheartedly accepted, willingly, if you are carrying some disciplines in your life, not dragging yourself, not forcefully. So if you are carrying some good discipline, you are not supposed to get tempted most of the time. You will be overcoming your temptations because of few disciplines. This is something which we have from environment and which can help us to get rid of temptations. Well, another is the last very point, feeling of elevated attainments. Focus on superior attainments. What I want to say in this point is temptation for anything which I get tempted is actually a very small part of my success. Maybe sometimes absolutely not. It's not part of my success. nowhere it is going to build anything in my career or my personality. I am much, much more better, or I am superior than this temptation, than this moment. One word for all is elevated self-esteem. If you are able to carry that elevated self-esteem, you grow yourself so high that the small tiny temptations are no more of they're no more of they're no more important for you. Say for example, at this moment of my age, there was a time when we used to get very much tempted about one pencil. There was a time when we used to get a lot of means tempt towards some balloons, some maybe some clothes, or maybe many other things, some small like kiddish things. Now we give a title of kiddish things. Why? Because I think I'm grown up. I have enough number of clothes. I have enough number of pen and pencils to feel tempt about it. I have enough number of I have no use playing with balloon makes me look foolish, so I don't use it. I even now I like balloons, but I'm not going to make myself fool behind these balloons, right? As you grow up, as you feel your self-esteem elevated, you let go of your previous small temptations, and this is how you overcome it. Well, it was your age which grown up and which helped you to get rid of these small tiny kiddish temptations. But sometimes in our life these days also, not kiddish, but we have some temptations which actually carry me away for some time to make me unlawful. And after that, I have to cross with long consequences, or I have to repent on that carried away moment. I regret on that moment. How to stop it? Here comes the spirituality. If I can elevate my consciousness very high, very, very high, if I elevate my self-esteem so high that I am even greater than a celebrity, I am responsible for others' energy level. I'm responsible for world positivity. I can draw energy from God. I'm God's child. I am responsible for betterment of all. So this elevated consciousness help you to look at these temptations as they are very tiny things, not much attractive. You can actually get rid of it. Or else, if I think in that I be in that consciousness, what I will do, everybody will follow. Like, or what, I am the role maker, means I am the, uh, I am in a hero role in this world. So it so happened that I keep that consciousness high, like every camera is on me. I am hero of my story. So I get that consciousness of behaving myself. Like if you are very tempted with, we were taking an example of ice cream last time. You are very tempted with ice cream, but today is your birthday. You are on stage. Everyone else eating ice cream. You only telling them to enjoy the ice cream, but you are not yet enjoying it. Although you may be feeling tempt inside, but you are controlling yourself and you are pretty successful in your control. How? Feeling that I am on a stage. I am in front of camera. I should behave. I am celebrity at this moment. This party is for me. So you feel like not misbehaving or not getting ordinary because you are in a feeling of good, special feeling. Your self-esteem is high, so you will not behave ordinary. Automatically, you are getting control. And then the same thing, when there is no party, it's casual, house day, and others having ice cream. That time you'll say, why I'm not having? I'll go first and I'll take it. Although you are allergic with that, although you're not supposed to take it, but you will. You will give a liberty to yourself. The feeling of high self-esteem, the feeling of responsible for others, the feeling of special, help you to actually control yourself, to behave yourself, and not to go ordinary in your thoughts, words, and actions. So this is most important thing in overcoming temptation. Meditation, which is associated with it, it is how you give yourself an elevated self-esteem, an elevated feeling of self-respect. Now, this is important to understand. How should I respect myself? You cannot respect yourself for something which is not correct, or something imaginary, or something wrong. No, you can respect yourself for something which is correct, something which is real, which is truthful. So you have to think about truthful goodness of your life. True goodness of your life. This is a task. Number one, finding true goodness in your life. Goodness for which you appreciate yourself. Second, how often you use this goodness in your life. The more often you use this goodness, more high will be your self-respect. Third, after using this goodness, your self-esteem generates, not just self-respect. It becomes your self-esteem. And with that high self-esteem, these temptations look very kiddish. These temptations look very tiny. I'm mightier. I'm bigger. I have very special life. I cannot dare to be that ordinary. Now, so then you will be able to overcome this. Earlier, last week also, I told you one another method. Make your mind frame with imaginary situation that you are going to collide with those things you tempt for, and keep answers ready in your mind to answer yourself. So that is one method. Second method, a continuous process on yourself to make yourself high self-esteem, a natural discipline. And then you find it's easy to handle your temptation. Let's visualize. I can help you a little bit to feel elevated, to feel special than ordinary, to feel having elevated self-respect in you. And then look at your temptations. Temptations are very weak attractions, very weak. Remember, temptations can only work on you when the object is in your physical vicinity. If that object is pretty away than you, you're not tempted. You are in your original self. You can behave very nicely. You lose your control when you see or touch or smell those things, and then you get attempt to vote it. Easiest way to keep yourself away from this thing all the time. Second, keep your answers ready to train your brain when it gets tempted, how many answers you're going to give it. And third and important, if you are able to do this, you will be beyond temptations all the time. What is elevated self-esteem, which is start with self-respect, and self-respect indeed is start with your goodness. Count on your goodness, use your goodness frequently, generate high self-respect. You are special. Having high self-esteem, and then look at this temptation, you'll feel, no, it's foolish to 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 let go of my hard earned speciality, that is special feeling in me. So I will not get carried away with temptation. You see? So let's meditate. Om Shanti. Feel yourself a tiny point of light in the middle of forehead. Now, think about your special qualities for which you admire your personality. It may be your honesty, your creativity, your compassion, cooperation, or anything. Think about those good qualities which help you to earn a lot of blessings, a lot of positive energy in your life. Count on your good qualities. Please count. I am special because I am special because I am intelligent. I am special because I help others. I am special because I have a true heart. I am special because I help others during problem. I am special because I love God. I am special because I never criticize anyone. So think about your goodness. You are so special. People bless you. Think about those moments when people really, really blessed you. You feel so proud. And now, think about you have become a very enormously bright, big, very big star. You're shining bright in the sky. You're God's child and you're receiving God's energy from the sky, from eternal world. You have your goodness in you and you have God's support. And now think about the small tiny temptations which you use sometime you get carried away for. Think about it, how foolish they look like. Give yourself a thought. I am special. I am God's child. I am bigger than temptations. My personality is what I think to do, and I am a good soul. I am a good soul. Now gently relax. And open your eyes. This is small, very small method of keeping your self-esteem high. Maybe a small affirmations practice. They look very simple, yet ordinary, but believe me, they are very powerful if they are done wholeheartedly. Counting on your goodness and connecting with the divine are two special qualities which are really rare. It looks very simple, but it is really special, which can make you very special. So those, because I received a few SMS and few messages last week, those who think for elevated self-esteem, practice this method, connecting with the divine and counting on your goodness, using your goodness more frequently. So thanks for this program. And now, sometime we will always come with the self-esteem chapter separately. But this is what we wanted to share for temptations. Thank you. Om Shanti.